This is episode 69. Want to know the tried and true method of beating your e-commerce competitors? The method I will be discussing today is on-page SEO. So there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. And in this episode, I will be discussing the right way to do it and tell you all the on-page SEO tactics that you must do for a solid e-commerce SEO strategy. Welcome to the Calm Marketer Podcast. My name is Kenneth Fong, a digital marketer on a mission to help businesses thrive. I'll bring you on my marketing journey where you'll get to learn from my experiences as an INFP navigating an extroverted world and get actionable marketing tips for your business. Thanks for spending some time with me today. Now let's begin. When it comes to on-page SEO for e-commerce sites, there are some pretty unique challenges that SEOs and store owners face. Now, I'm going to show you the right way to build that very solid foundation by optimizing your store from the ground up so you can actually target your main keywords. So you completed your keyword research, you fixed the overall structure of your store, and now is where you can work on the on-page SEO elements. So I'm going to be going over the biggest elements that you must be focusing on for every page on your website. So the first thing is, you may have heard this many times, but it's the number one element that will provide the right signals to Google to help you rank higher, and that's the title tag. So title tags are the page title of every page on your site, and I recommend adding your target keyword in your title tag. So for example, there's a strategy that goes into this, right? So for your homepage, that's more of the high level, high search volume keyword that you would be focusing on for your homepage. But as you go lower down, you'll be adding more detailed keywords, more longer tail keywords. For example, on a category page, you might use, the best office tables for 2021, right? Something a little longer. And for a product page, that would be the most specific. So it would be targeting the specific product that you're selling on that page. So it would be, ABC office table. And you could even add additional descriptive terms after the product name. So if it's ABC office table, you could put dash, the best office table for home offices or something like that, right? The best office table for small spaces. So category pages are targeting more of those general terms, but product pages target the specific product you are selling. Now, the next thing is the meta description. So this is where you can get even more creative and let your creative juices flow, because you can basically add anything you want in your meta description. So you want to make it very juicy and let your copywriting skills shine here. So there is a formula that I like to follow. It's under three parts. The first part is mentioning the problem that your customer has. So the first part is mentioning the problem. So you describe that specific problem so the customer can relate to you and your products. And a second part of the meta description is you explaining the solution and one of its features. So your solution and a feature. So in other words, you talk about your product in this second section. So this works as a way to close the loop that you opened in the first section of your meta description. And finally, this is where you insert the call to action or the CTA that encourages people to click onto your listing. So this could be, like click here, 10% off, free shipping, so on and so forth. All right, so follow this meta description formula for the best result. So the first part is you mention the problem. The second part is you explain your solution to the problem. And the third part is your CTA. So, mention the problem. So it could be like, are you looking for an office desk for your bedroom? Question mark. Your solution is our ABC office desk provides the most space for small office spaces. 10% off your first order, something like that, right? So, of course, you need to massage it, but you get the point. Now, the next element is headings and subheadings. So the H1, H2, etc., etc. So for your product pages, your headings, your H1 headings, and there should be only H1 heading per page. The product's name should be the H1 heading for your product pages. So if it's ABC Office Desk, that should be your H1 heading. And in most cases, you want to keep that H1 as the product name, just for relevancy and usability reasons. So people who land on that page know that that page is for that ABC Office Desk. And the other headings, like the H2s, the H3s, you could use those to explain the features, return and refund policy, sizing, shipping times, so on and so forth. All right. And images are the next element. So images, this is extremely important, especially for e-commerce. So there's a way you can optimize your images. There's two main ways. The first way is the file name. So I recommend adding the product name in the file name, not just, the generic mumbo jumbo words and letters splashed together .jpeg or .png, right? You want to put the product name. So rename your file names to the product name. So it could be abcofficedesk.jpg or abcofficedesk.png. After you optimize the images, make sure to add a relevant alt image tag, right? So the alt image tag is used for Google to better understand what the image is about. So add the product name and also add some features as well. So if it's ABC Office Desk, you could put wooden ABC Office Desk, or ABC Office Desk for small spaces, or glass ABC Office Desk. So make it relevant and add descriptive terms to your alt image tags. And also, if you have more than one image, you can add more descriptive terms on the other image file names as well. So try to make it as descriptive as possible. Now, the next one is Schema Data. So Schema Data allows you to show pricing, availability, reviews, things like that in the search engine results pages. So whenever you see those stars, those availability or the pricing, that is created through Schema Data or schema.org microdata. So I highly recommend you add that Schema Data on your product pages. And if you have a WordPress site, there are a lot of SEO tools that allow you to automatically create this Schema Data for your pages. Now, the last thing that I want to touch is something that hasn't been discussed too much in the SEO space, and that's internal links. Internal links are extremely important because it's probably one of the most powerful and most commonly overlooked tactics in an SEO campaign. Internal links, they allow you to build whatever anchor text that you want. right? So if you want to rank for office tables for a small space, you can create that anchor text and point to your product page or your category page, right? So this can really help with your ranking for those top keywords that you want to show up for. So add internal links. Add internal links pointing to the product pages in your category pages, and also add internal links on your product pages pointing to your subcategory pages, right? So it goes both ways. So make sure you have internal links on every single page of your e-commerce store and make it strategic. Make sure the anchor text is compiled with the keywords that you want to rank for. All right. So those I would say are the biggest points that you should be focusing on for your on-page SEO for your e-commerce site. So when you are building out your SEO strategy, make sure you have a very solid foundation when it comes to on-page SEO. And I hope you thought these points that I mentioned were helpful. And with that said, on our next episode, we will continue on with our series of e-commerce SEO strategy. So be on the lookout for that, and I will speak to you on the next one.